How did you utilise the few days off, Scott?
Didn't do too much, just rested the body, a few jobs around the home. Went collected my bottles and cans, got some money for that, mowed the lawns, took the dogs out, but yeah, nothing too strenuous.
All Coke cans, no sugar?
Yeah, Coke Zero, yeah, Pepsi Maxes, yeah. Maybe some full strengths from my roommates.
How long have you done that for?
Oh, I've got these like pickle drums at home that they fill up, and I've got about $150 for them. So, but they've been sitting there for a year and a bit, so good bit of pocket money.
Is it recycling based or is it financially incentivised?
Oh, they both work hand in hand, so it's good.
They're not paying you enough at Port.
Yeah. No, I'm not paying them. I did it all myself. So.
Where's Roach? Roach would be lovely. Just in terms of, I know you got this last year, but in terms of being a premiership player on this list with this group of guys, can you tell us the difference between 2018 and this group?
Well, it's always different. Every group you're a part of, I think every year it changes. But in terms of 2018 to this year, like probably everyone at West Coast was married and had kids, and probably only a handful of guys at Port are in that boat. So a lot younger group, but in saying that, it's a lot more vibrant, a lot more energy within the young guys driving the older guys. So it's different, but finals are always a special feeling.
So the wisdom that you took from that, what can you tell to some of these younger guys who are, I suppose, first timers on big stages?
Well, luckily enough, we played in a prelim last year, so a lot of them had that experience. There's probably only 5 or so that may not have, but I think everyone understands the pressure and the importance of a prelim final and what it means to the club and our fans. And we're looking to go out there and deliver.
What you talk about 2018 to 2021, what about 2020 to 2021? Why you're a better team and more equipped to make the grand final this year?
Well, obviously we've had that experience, and like I said before, we're a younger group, and I feel like that resilience has grown from that loss, and we don't want that feeling again. So we've put ourselves in the best position to get there again, and hopefully can prove some doubters wrong.
How do you reckon they go about picking the team next week, Scotty? Assuming that all these boys get through a sample game tomorrow, do you think that you can change a team that did so well in the qualifying final?
Well, hopefully those boys can all have 30 and kick 5 and really put the pressure on the coaches. But it's a good problem to have. I think going into finals and having a healthy list and players in form in the twos, really drives the guys and the seniors, because they know that they have to perform to keep their spot. So hopefully they can go out there and give Glenelg their first loss for the year.
We've talked a lot this year about the tall forward line and having 3, 4, as many tools as you can squeeze in there that you guys have had at times. How have you, as someone who probably benefits a bit more from having a rest with Laddams in particular, how have you benefited from having the tall boys like Laddams up front?
Yeah, well, obviously, I think the team benefits, not just myself, with Pisty and the team, because once he goes into the ruck, there's not too much of a drop-off in the ruck, whereas, when Dicko's in there, he might be reluctant to jump in a lot harder and, follow up, because he might be a bit spent. But, having Pisty in the team, there's no drop-off, and, it makes it a lot harder for opposition teams to scout us.
Do you notice a difference physically after 23 games or whatever it is you've played this year, when you get to have the little bit more time away from full ruck? Yeah,
definitely. I think in the past when we've had Toddy or Dicko in the ruck, I've been on the bench and I've been on there for 1 or 2 minutes, and I'll see that we win or we lose a couple of hit outs or a clearance or whatever, and I'll just try and get back out there straight away. And that really takes a lot of energy out of you, and with Pisty on the field, you don't really get that feeling as much. So been loving working with him, and hopefully we've got a few more years left in us.
You and Nathan Vardy won a premiership playing in that tandem role. Is that a formula that you think suits finals football, given the intensity of it?
I think so. Yeah, I think in finals footy, players are a bit more or a bit more scared to go for those corridor kicks, and they kick along down the line a fair bit more often. And I suppose having the tall players in the team ready for that contest down the line really helps. So I haven't played in too many finals that are wet, but usually, if I get a kick, I'm going along down the line every time, but most players will probably go down there.
Vardy or Laddams?
Hopefully both premiership teammates.
Good answer.
Who do you think's most likely to be in the grand final this year, and what will the Port players be doing this weekend while the other teams are playing?
Oh, it's hard to say. I think, finals are anything to go by. Anyone can make it. From my own experience, when I made the grand final, I think everyone thought Richmond were going to roll over Collingwood pretty easily, and that didn't happen, So, I'm expecting anything can happen. And in regards to our players this weekend, we'll go out and support the Magpies players and watch them. And, we've done that all year, support our Magpies boys, and hopefully they can put on a good show.
Do you think you'll be watching any of the AFL games at all and kind of making any judgment based upon the games you see? Yeah,
I'll definitely be watching. I'd assume all the coaches and players that are in the frame to play will be tuning in. So hopefully it's a cracking contest, and hopefully they can, belt the crap out of each other.
We like asking the generic question: who would you rather play in a prelude between the two sides tomorrow that are playing each other? As a ruckman, you can sort of condense it down a little bit more because you're playing against sort of one or two opponents. Have you got a preferred ruckman you'd like to come up against?
Well, I think you've got to go through everyone to win it. So personally, it doesn't really matter who's there, as long as I can play my role and perform the way I know I can, and for the team, then personally it doesn't matter.
The way that you can play. So I wanted to know where you think you fit in the overall pecking order. People have a very clear, we'll put Max Gordon, Nick Nat up here, and your name doesn't come up as much in those conversations. Do you feel like that's fair on you?
Personally, it doesn't really bother me at all. I've always been a fighter. Like, I've come from the country, small town of 500 people, to try and make it in the AFL, and I've always, I guess, had that bit of an underdog status, and those guys can, gladly take it. They're obviously fantastic players, and I'm just happy to hopefully do my bit for the team that I'm playing in, and hopefully win another premiership.
Does it help to be able to play outside of that, I suppose, limelight of being, he's one of the star ruckmen in the competition?
Well, I wouldn't know, but I think in terms of my role, what I do for the team, I like to follow up and be aggressive and do all these things for the team. And I suppose all you guys can talk all you want. I don't really listen to much of the media stuff anyway, so it doesn't really bother me what people say.
How much do you work on that aggression side of the game? Is that something you can train, or has it always been there? It feels like that's certainly a hallmark and a trademark of your game.
Well, I think it was kind of ingrained in me when I was a kid, growing up in the country. One of the more cliche sayings you can say out there is the harder you go in, the less likely you are to get hurt. And being a bigger guy, the coaches are always drilling into your head when you're younger. You got to look after your teammates. You got to go in hard. You got to do all these things, and I guess it's just flowed on from my younger days.
Have you found the right balance? Do you think, particularly off the back of the showdown result in the beginning?
Yeah, I think I have. Yeah, I think I've always I play on that line, but I think I've probably only crossed it once in my career, and it was unintentional really. So hopefully I can just keep walking that fine line, and I don't think I'll be getting suspended.
Are you a bit out of pocket? I think you had to buy Brody Smith some beers after the last showdown as well. It sounds like you've been buying a few cards. Yeah,
hopefully he'll drink some West End, because I did knock him out, but obviously that was a clear accident. But I've been mates with him since high school, and I messaged him that night and the next day to make sure he was all right, and he said he saw the vision, and that's just footy.
Yeah. Do you ask for the cans back?
For recycling? Nah. I should have actually. Yeah, good call.
Do you think Port fans can be pretty confident that they don't have to worry about Port's slow starts anymore? You've had a few consistent weeks now.
I think so. I think obviously intensity goes up for finals, and I think we really said to ourselves internally that that last game of the year against the Bulldogs was like the start of our finals. So hopefully that's all behind us, and we know that we can't afford to have slow starts anymore.
Are there any plans for the mullet if you win the flag, Scotty?
I have got a couple of plans, but hopefully, you guys will just have to wait and see.
Okay. Can't reveal anything there?
It'll be funny, but if that doesn't happen, I'd like to do something for charity or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Does the mullet and moustache have a relationship? Is it a two-pronged package?
Well, I think I've had my missus now for about a year and a half, and she's never seen me without a moustache, so she's on my back about seeing what it looks like, but yeah, we'll see. I think I'll do something for charity at the end of the year and try and raise some money.
How about playing one game at a time, obviously, but the prospect of playing in Perth, where you spent so much of your career, is that extra exciting or enticing for you?
Definitely, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, we can get there, and it'd be nice to go all the way. But you know, we got a game to focus on this week. Next week to give ourselves that chance. But it would be nice because we've got a lot of good mates over there, and hopefully they'll be able to go and watch.